Oh, hi. Guess what? Another project. If you have not clicked or have not seen my other videos, go ahead and click up here on the list of the projects that we're working on over the winter time. But what we're getting ready to do now, we're going to get ready to get this motor out of here. We got a lot of cleanup to do in the engine bay, a lot of oil that's been left there and all that stuff. We got the suspension all done. That was my other previous video. If you haven't seen that, go ahead and click up here as well. But anyway, what we're going to go ahead and do is get this motor out of here so we can start cleaning up all the oil and all that stuff. Let's go ahead and get this thing started and go from there. Okay, before I can get this motor out here, I have to reassemble some stuff in order to get this motor down in proper order and all that good stuff. Anyway, I'm going to have to throw the wheels back up here because I have to unload the suspension on the back. In order for me to unload that suspension, I have to have the front end down. And the back end was going to be actually sitting on some jacks. So anyway, there's a particular order how we do this, and we don't do that in order. It causes havoc down the road and stuff like that, trying to get things realigned back up and that. But anyway, I'm going to have to put some parts back on so I can go ahead and get the rear suspension unloaded and all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and get that started, and as soon as I get the wheels on, get the car lowered, I'll work on the back of the suspension. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, I got the car sitting down, a pair of jack stands on the axle, and why we had to do this is a couple things. One, we have these torque arms on the uppers. Okay, this actually helps us preload on the rear suspension. It's like somewhat like a 4-link. So they're actually called like Pete Z bars. If you know what that is, this is what the type of suspension this is. It actually helps us build a preload in the rear suspension. Also, we don't have to run a rear sway bar on it as well. So anyway, we actually, to do this properly, it has to be sitting on its weight so we can loosen these bolts up and they slide right out. So it helps us get this unloaded, and it makes it easier getting the torque arm off the mount on the front. If we kept these on, that there's so much torque on that torque arm, it'd want to rotate the axle up. So we get the preload off there, and it makes it really easy getting the torque arm off the front. Okay, making some progress. Got the drive shaft out. Everything is disconnected up on top of the motor. Drive shaft's out. Still got the torque arm to get disconnected. We're getting closer to getting the motor out. Get ready to pull the K-member out. It's all disconnected. About ready to lift the body right off of it. So, if it goes good, it should lift right up. There you go. Now the K-member's off the car. Motor just hanging there right now. Since we have a motor plate for it, it'll stay there until we get I got a specific jig that the motor will actually rest into, and I'll show you that here in just a few minutes. So anyway, this is off, so next step is to get the jig out, motor jig plate, or the motor jig, and we're going to set it into it, and we'll get the motor out. So just real quick here, like I said, since this has a motor plate, the motor's actually staying with the car right now until we disconnect it from the car. Anyway, we got some travel limiters here we have to disconnect. Got one there, one on this other side here to disconnect yet. Once I get that disconnected, then we'll get this thing out of here. So now we're ready to lower the car down to here. Basically, we got these for a better term, these are motor carriers, I guess, cradles. So if you want to transport your motor. But anyway, we took one and modified it to fit the LS motor. So we had to modify the plates up there. Anyway, then we stuck little pins in it, and these pins are actually going to line up on these holes down here. So it's going to get pinned to here so it doesn't move around when we lower it on it. So, and that will support the motor as it sits on here. The back of it, where you see the piece of wood, transmission is going to lay on top of that, or sit on top of that. So as a complete unit, you'll have the transmission plus the motor. And as you can tell, we can divide this up if we want to. we can actually keep the motor over here and keep the transmission separate if we want to. So, but what we're going to do right now, they're going to come down as a single unit. It's going to stay as a single unit on here until we get the heads replaced. So I don't need to do any servicing on the transmission, so no sense of taking it off from the motor. So everything's going to stay right here. So anyway, let's go ahead and get this thing lowered down and get it out of here. Okay, well, the time lapse does make it look, we did this really quick, and it did. It didn't really take long. Anyway, the whole motor is sitting out here on this jig, so we can do what we want with it. It can stay right here, so it's down out of the way. Now we got all this mess here to clean up. So we got a lot of cleaning up to do up here. A lot of cleaning up to do here. So anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and get the cleaning started. Okay, the continue cleaning process, getting it all cleaned up. Got most of the oil out of here on the process of getting it all repainted. We got the bottom of the car pretty much all cleaned off. So it's looking a lot better underneath here. Gonna throw a fresh coat of paint underneath here. I think it looks pretty nice when it's all cleaned up and shiny underneath. So anyway, got lots more to clean up here. Need to pull the radiator out. Sun's in the way there. But yeah, it's going along pretty good here. So we got a few more days of being nice outside here. It's supposed to be in the 70s. So we're definitely gonna take advantage of this nice weather. So gonna keep chugging along here. Okay, went ahead and put a nice fresh coat of paint underneath. I mean, it's not gonna be a show car or anything like that, but I mean, I painted the best I could, and I like it shiny. Not too sure it's a smart move, but I mean, it looks pretty darn good, I think. So, I mean, I washed it down, then I sprayed it with brake cleaner, wiped everything down, and shot it with paint. I don't know about you, but I think it came out pretty good. I mean, over the course of the race season and taking the motor in and out last season, I really, you know, banged the heck out of this and inside with tools and parts and you name it, you got nicked in here. So anyway, I'm glad to see it all got covered, you know, repainted to make it look at least a little bit better. So like I said, this is no show quality paint. It's no show quality car by no means, but I like to keep things kind of fresh looking. So, well, when I painted the car like a stupid person, I forgot to cover the car. So what happened with all the painting I did underneath the car in the bay, all that paint kind of just laid here on top of the paint that's on the car. Okay, and I have done this before, and it's just annoying because I knew better, but easiest way to get this paint, or the overspray that's on this paint, is with a neat little product called a clay bar. Clay bar will take this right off. This one here, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm rubbing my hand against it. It's, you know, you can't hardly hear it, but this is the door. It's like just on that surface. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take that clay bar, I'm going to clay this real quick, and I'll show you how much smoother it gets and what it picks off. Okay, what I'm going to do, this is a clay bar. That's what it is. You can get it in any automotive store like O'Reilly's, whatever. Piece of clay. Take some lubricant. I use a speed wax. It doesn't, to me, I use anything and it'll take this off. So just watch this. Okay, here it is. You can feel it. It's kind of a like sandpaper. So all I'm going to do, spray this down. Okay. You can see how somewhat clean it is here. Now watch this. I mean, as you paint that clay over, it's picking up that paint right off that surface. And I'll show you what the clay bar looks like just by running it over this. See how much darker that got? That's all the paint that was laying on the surface. So all you do is kind of wipe it off. Okay. See, now you take your hand, smooth. So, but yeah, no, that's basically how I take the paint off. It comes right off, plus it takes the car and polishes it up. Like I said, I'm not promoting this stuff. I guess I am, but I like this stuff here. This Lucas Easy Wax, Bead Wax. I use this on my trailer. I have another video shows you how to take care of the front end of the trailer with this stuff. So if you see it, just go ahead and click up on this link. It'll show you how to protect the front of the trailer using this stuff. This stuff is really, really good. So anyway, okay, I got all the overspray is now off the paint. About an hour's worth of work or so. So take it from me, please cover anything that you're gonna be painting. The overspray will get on it. So but anyway, in case you don't, there's a way that you can get the overspray off. It's very easy. Just get that clay bar, some spray, lubricant, you know, it could be any type of a polisher, or not polisher, but some type of a detailer or something like that, spray. Use that, and you just need some type of lubricant for that clay bar to go over, and it'll pick that paint right off. So now I think one of the next projects I think I'm about doing, I think I'm gonna go ahead and take this front bumper off, and I'm gonna go ahead and probably paint it. I'm gonna paint it by hand. Just take a rattle can paint paint and repaint it black. I have done this before. It's been a while since I did it, and this bumper's starting to show its wear and tear. I mean, it gets bumped into things. Alcohol gets over it and kind of distorts it just a little bit. I got a lot of chips on it and stuff. So like I said, this is not a show quality type car by no means, but I just need to touch it up, make it look at least a little bit better. So expect that project to be coming up. I'm adding projects like crazy around here. So I know I'm gonna get this repainted. That's a guarantee and get that repainted. The other project I'm gonna go ahead and throw out there is these headers. I'm gonna go ahead and get all these polished up too. So I'm gonna take all the tarnish off of it and just polish these things back out like they are, like new. So, and I'll show you how to do that. It's a pretty easy process. Just takes a little bit of sandpaper and stuff, polishing, and it comes almost like brand new. So expect to see that coming up sometime over the winter as well. So like I said, I got a lot of projects to do around here, and it seems like as we start them, I keep adding some more to it. So I got a lot to do. Still got plenty of time to do all this, but yeah, making progress. So anyway, if you do like what you see, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Winter time, just click up here in the link, or is it here? Left. Anyway, start over.